loaded with talent and looking to end a decade of frustration in the Music City. It's a prime-time SEC East matchup as Tennessee takes on Vanderbilt. An Eastern Division matchup as the Tennessee Volunteers meet the Vanderbilt Commodores. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nashville. Tom Hammond and Larry Conley ready for this East battle. Tennessee, of course, currently tied with Florida in the loss column for second place in the East behind division-leading Kentucky. And Tennessee comes off that disastrous second-half performance against Florida on Saturday when they ran out of gas in the second half. And, Larry, another factor might have been Isaiah Victor, who was having a superb game, was in foul trouble. They need another performance from him like that tonight and to stay on the court.
Hey, Tom, the thing about Isaiah Victor, all year long, everyone has talked about Brandon Ward, Tony Harris, and C.J. Black. I really think Isaiah Victor is the story this year for the Volunteers. Coming off of the bench, he was perfect the other day in Florida, 9 for 9. This is a guy you look down on your bench, you know you've got some strength when you reach over there and get him. A strong offensive rebounder, a guy they really need to have in there at the end.
In fact, Victor ranks as the Vols' leading rebounder on the season. They need a big game from him. And if the Commodores are to win tonight, they go to their leading scorer on the season, Dan Lang, and he's having an outstanding campaign.
In all the years you and I have been coming in here, we've always talked about the good shooting guards that Vanderbilt's had. Well, now they've got a guy that can shoot from the outside. Dan Lange is 6'10", outstanding shooter, can handle it with both hands, put it on the floor. This guy is a complete basketball player. He's improved greatly from last year.
So Tennessee needs to keep winning to stay in the SEC East race, and wins have been few and far between here at Memorial Gym in recent years, and the Commodores have lost only once on their home court during this season. We'll be back to Nashville to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment.
SEC basketball is being brought to you by Bell South. Bell South is proud to be.
For the Commodores hope a little Memorial magic can work its way again as they meet their arch rival, the Tennessee Volunteers. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for today's game. And first for the Tennessee Vols, 4-2 in conference play. Yarborough, one of the league's premier freshmen, averages 9 points, 5 boards a game. Black hits for 10 a contest, the league's leader in free throw percentage. Harris, the top defender inside. Wharton, 10th all-time on the ball scoring list. And Harris, who is averaging 13 points, nearly 5 assists a game in league play only. Vanderbilt Commodores had juggled their lineup a bit for tonight's game because Greg LaPointe, their normal starting center, has a strained left Achilles. So they go with Lange. Lange, of course, has been a top scorer all season long and is 4th in the SEC point parade currently. Williams gets the start at a forward spot with LaPointe unable to go. Sam Howard starts as well. Howard is an outside shooter, averaging 9 points a game. He is a freshman. Atiba Prater in the backcourt off a season-high 12-point game against South Carolina a week ago, and Strong, who leads the SEC in steals. So it's Vanderbilt and Tennessee. The Commodore is ready. So are the Vols and the Doors. Things are heating up here in Music City. All the signs say we're going to have a ball tonight. And welcome back to Nashville as Vanderbilt 11-7, 2-4 in the conference, hosts Tennessee 12-5 and 4-2 in SEC play. Jerry Green in the middle of his Vol huddle in his second season in Knoxville and co-SEC Coach of the Year with Tubby Smith. Last season took the Vols to 20 wins in their first NCAA appearance since 1989. And the Vanderbilt Commodores, their coach Jan Van Bredikoff in his 6th season and under fire, had an emotional press conference yesterday where he urged the writers to write something good, and if they're interested in his future, talk to the athletic director. Don't keep talking to him. He's been under fire lately. Vols lead the series 94-59, but here in Memorial Gym, Vandy has won 3 in a row and 10 of the last 11. Rusty Herring, David Day, and Pat Adams are the officials for tonight's SEC East matchup. We mentioned Greg LaPointe suffering a strained left Achilles against LSU on the 23rd of this month. And not starting tonight, so Jan Van Bredikoff has had to juggle his lineup a bit.
Tom, it's going to be really difficult, I think, for this Vanderbilt club, particularly on the glass. Tennessee much bigger, much stronger on the inside. Torrey Harris in there, also C.J. Black, Yarborough, all 3 strong inside players. And really, they only have, and I'm talking about Vanderbilt, one guy who goes inside strong, and that's Anthony Williams.
Dan Lange was looking the other way when Rusty Herring tossed the ball in the air for the jump. It didn't matter. Vandy got it anyway. He tricked him.
Trick play.
Lange with a screen for Howard, launches the three, back iron on the floor. Finally chased down by Tony Harris of Tennessee. Vandy back on defense. Yarborough misses and rebounded by Williams. Vandy in a hurry and a bit out of control. That'll be a charging foul whistled against Vandy, the first foul of the game.
Looked like James Strong picking the foul up right here. Good pass to the middle by Prater. Good job by Wharton to get in position to draw that charge.
Strong tried to push the ball and looked a little bit out of control, Larry.
Yeah, he did. He could have avoided that foul. I think if he'd given the ball up a little bit earlier and kind of gone to that right side. Good handle of the pressure by Tennessee.
Tony Harris penetrates, finds C.J. Black. Rimmed out, tapped in by Yarborough.
Tom, that's what I'm talking about. I really think Tennessee's strength tonight in the early going is going to be their size in there, and evident by the fact that Yarborough had an easy tip in there.
Vanderbilt came into the game as the 10th leading rebounding team in the conference. They missed their 6'10 starting center. They need to shoot well from outside, and that one didn't go down.
Vandy was up. They're in a matchup zone.
Harris over it for three.
Not unusual to see Tony Harris fire up those threes.
Tony Harris is 7th in the league in three-point percentage, about 39%.
In fact, he and Wharton rank 1-2 in the Southeastern Conference in threes made. Both of them averaging over 2 per game.
Commodore still looking for their first point.
Tennessee in a straight man-to-man defense.
Lange being guarded by Torrey Harris. Howard cut off by Wharton. Shot clock ticking to 5, and a traveling call, and Vandy for the second time turns the ball over.
Tough break for Lange. Watch again the good handle of the pressure right here. Tennessee gets it. Harris gives it up into the right corner. Now watch Black miss the shot, but Yarborough floating in the middle with that big right hand tips it back in. Yarborough's been playing very well recently. Got off to a slow start, but doing much better. Look at Harris with a three-point field goal from beyond the arc, and he's off to a good start, as is Tennessee.
Black with a jam as Tennessee throws over the top against the pressure defense and gets the wide-open jam and a 7-0 lead.
Tennessee had a great first half the other day against Florida, and it really went away in the second half, and they're starting out the same way in this game.
Vanderbilt just looks totally out of sync so far. Howard rims out and back in. Sam Howard, the freshman, known as the Deadeye three-point shooter from Goodpasture Christian High School, which produced Ron Mercer. A lifelong Vandy fan, and here's a Tennessee turnover. Wharton sails it out of bounds, the first ball miscue.
I think they've had Howard in a time capsule. He looks like he's a throwback to one of those 60s Vandy's guards that I used to play against.
Was that early 60s or?
Let's not get into all that.
Lange off a screen, top shot, back iron. Tony Harris corrals it for the Volunteers. Vols with the ball, leading 7-2.
Good move by Wharton.
Penetrates, had nowhere to throw it, so he had to put it up toward the rim. And Yarborough knocks it home. 4 points for Vincent.
Once again, the good, strong offensive rebounding. Vandy has nothing to contest them inside.
Yarborough has 2 tap-ins for his 4 points. 9-2 Tennessee lead.
Open in the middle right there. Vanderbilt trying to clear out the middle. Now they fill it up with Lange and Williams.
Strong. Rebounded by Black. 6-1 rebounding edge for the Volunteers. Black wide open inside. Yarborough from C.J. Black.
Well, that was a great pass by Black. Yarborough's getting those high percentage shots.
He's got 6 points, a jam, and 2 tap-ins. And a 20-second timeout taken by Vanderbilt with 16:21 left in the half.
Great start for the Vols. They're doing everything on the inside. Vincent Yarborough with 3 baskets. All of them coming very easily. Look at the nice back cut right here in the pass by C.J. Black. Good heads-up play there by Black, but really nobody contesting Yarborough on the other side when he got by his defensive guy on the outside.
Tennessee hitting the high percentage shots. They've gotten almost all their shots either putbacks or jams, all within a foot of the hoop.
The only one that has this has been Tony Harris's 3-point field goal.
Right. And Yarborough leading the way with that 3-for-3 start. Vandy 1 of 5 to start the game, while Tennessee has hit 5 of its first 9 shots. Lange off a screen, ready to shoot. Kept alive for a moment before Torrey Harris with an outlet to Tony Harris.
Tommy, it appeared to me that Lange might be forcing it a little bit, trying to get something going for his club.
I think they're desperate for points, and Lange is the only one that could get him at the moment, and he has gone cold.
1-4 alignment. Watch Harris handle it out front. Black wants it inside.
Couldn't get it to him. Instead, Wharton. Now Yarborough. Harris. Another putback. This one rimmed out at the last instant. Yarborough thought he had another. No one's blocking Vincent Yarborough from the boards at all.
He's gone in unmolested on 3 occasions. 2 of them resulted in field goals.
Torrey Harris called for his first foul as we go to break. 15:36 left. It's been all Tennessee in the early going. The Vols have not fared that well on the road. They have a 2-4 road record, and look how much better they shoot at home. 10 percentage points higher from the floor. In free throws, 73-59 differential. Off to a 5 of 11 start of the Volunteers, while the Commodores a woeful 1 for 6, 16%.
Tennessee opens up a little bit pressure now. 3-quarter court. Here it comes, full pressure right at the midcourt stripe. Torrey Harris and Wharton trying to pick it up.
Vince Ford into the game for Vanderbilt, a 6'5 senior from Centerville, Illinois. Prater gets a screen from Lange. Lange was standing wide open, finally got him the ball, and he connects on a 3-pointer. They needed that one, and they worked it well. Lange for 3.
Nicely run play. Good screen, roll back to the side, and get him the basketball. Strong trying to pick up Harris.
That's the lead to 6. Kicked out of bounds. Tennessee's ball with a fresh 35 on the shot clock. Jerry Green has Tennessee right in the middle of that SEC East race. And starting to perhaps live up to that preseason hype, with the exception of that disastrous second half in Gainesville Saturday. Air ball taken down by Prater in a hurry for the Commodores. Now they'll set it up on the half court. Atiba Prater, screen from Lange, shoots a 3. Offensive rebound.
Well, that's great position by Lange. We saw Prater going up with him and immediately went to the glass.
He set the screen and then crashed the boards. Traveling call on Strong. 3rd Vandy turnover. Here's Sam Howard returning for the Commodores as Strong will go to the bench. He has 2 of the 3 Vandy turnovers.
Vanderbilt continues to want to go out and pressure a little bit on Tennessee. Look at Ford out there with Howard.
When they have, though, it's resulted in jams for the Volunteers. Here's Ford. Finally, Howard for 3.
I didn't know Prater was going to get it under control to get the ball to him. Good steal, and once again, Vandy making a little run at it now.
Howard has 5 points, and they've closed the deficit to 3. That powerful 3-point attack. And you know the stat, that's 402 straight games that Vandy has scored a 3-point basket since the 3-pointer came into being in the 86-87 season. Commodores have scored 6 in a row over the last 2.5 minutes. Black on the low post. Wharton had it taken away by Lange.
Tommy had nowhere to go with the ball. Good pass.
Coulibaly, goaltending called. Credits the basket to Darius Coulibaly, the 7'1" freshman who's originally from the Ivory Coast. Went to high school in Greensboro, North Carolina. Black with a goaltend.
I think he was shocked to find that ball in his hands, and he knew what to do with it when he got it. Saw the goaltend again. Ball's on the glass, you can't touch it. Hit up there by C.J. Black, one of the SEC's best shot blockers.
That makes it an 8-0 Vanderbilt run to get right back in it. A near turnover. Tony Harris controls into front court for the Vols.
Tennessee looks a little unsure of themselves against this press.
Tony Harris, good ball fake. Here's Wharton for 3. Battle for the rebound. Hathaway collides with Coulibaly, and the foul on Tennessee.
Howard just went up, did a chest bump with Coulibaly, and Howard almost went down.
Number 1 on Charles Hathaway. the 6'10 sophomore from here in Nashville.
Good kick out to Wharton. You see the battle underneath.
And as improbable as it seems, Vanderbilt can take the lead. Ford pull up, won't go, and rebounded by Hathaway.
Hathaway almost hit Wharton in the jaw.
Just a couple of minutes ago, Tennessee had a 9-point lead. Wharton for three. Back tapped by Hathaway. Rebounding foul on Vanderbilt. It's on Coulibaly, his first.
Tennessee continues to pound that offensive glass. With Coulibaly in there, they've got a little bit more size, Vandy does. They can go to war.
Aaron Green replacing Brandon Wharton, who's off to an 0-for-3 start. Green, the 6'2 senior from Sweetwater, Tennessee. Sweetwater High School, where he's coached by his dad, Danny. Aaron collecting his undergraduate degree, graduating in history with honors, and coming right off the bench with some instant offense. A 3 with honors for Aaron Green.
Pretty good sub by Jerry Green that time, huh? Wharton struggling. He gets Green in there. Comes off the double screen on the out-of-bounds play.
Jerry said if all else fails, go to Green.
I won't touch that.
No, you shouldn't. There's Aaron with a reach-in foul. His first.
Thomas is a well-executed play. You'll see right here. Harris has got the ball, and he comes right off of that staggered double screen. And I'll tell you one thing, Green can't shoot the basketball. Whatever you can say about the rest of his game, shooting is not one of his deficiencies.
If you remember, when he was a sophomore, he led the SEC in three-point percentage, SEC games only, 41%. Off a screen, Howard blocked by Isaiah Victor. But right back to Howard, and Vandy sets it up again. Shot clock does not reset. They're down to 10. And then a steal by the Volunteers.
Nice job that time by Hathaway.
Foul called on Vanderbilt's DeAndre Moore, his first. And we got a timeout with 11:46 left in the first half. Looked like it was going to be Tennessee in a rout, but the Vanderbilt Commodores have shot themselves right back in it. Shooting, Vandy 4 of 12, 33%. Tennessee 2 of 4 behind the three-point arc. Vandy 2 of 5, and a huge rebounding edge for the Volunteers, 10-4. Down in Gainesville, Alabama giving the Gators a tussle. Halftime in Columbia, and the Gamecocks looking for their first conference win are on top. Early at Auburn, playing without Chris Porter, up 5. And Arkansas a 2-point lead early against LSU. Rashard Lee, a three-pointer, finds the bottom of the net. Lee right off the bench with a quick 3. The 6'6 senior from Durham, North Carolina.
Well, both coaches have done an excellent job of reaching down and grabbing a guy off the bench, inserting him, and immediate production from those guys.
7-point Tennessee lead, and a 5-second call will be another Vanderbilt turnover. DeAndre Moore called for 5 seconds. That's their 5th turnover. Just when it seemed Vandy is back in it, they had come from 9 down to only 1. And Tennessee spurts back in front.
Vanderbilt continues with that half-court pressure. Tennessee hasn't fared badly the last couple of trips, though.
Tony Harris for 3. Coulibaly collars the rebound for Vanderbilt.
Well, he takes up a lot of room in there, doesn't he?
Just still learning the game of basketball. Didn't play until he was a high school junior out in his freshman season in college. Howard, a long 3. Hathaway, an excellent rebound, but he was blocking off Coulibaly, and I think he expected some pressure from behind him. And when Coulibaly sort of backed away, Coulibaly, growing up in the Ivory Coast, had played soccer most of his youth. 3-point shot no good by Anthony Williams. 12-5 Tennessee rebounding edge now. Here's a turnover. Vanderbilt takes it the other way. Lange for 3. Williams battling Hathaway. It'll be Tennessee's ball.
Lange still struggling with that outside shot. He's gotten 1 3 down so far in this first half.
Brandon Wharton replacing Tony Harris for Tennessee. Volunteers lead by 7.
1-3-1 half-court trap. Tennessee again gets it up the floor. Hathaway almost dropped it and lost it, and did.
Threw it right to Lange, who was as surprised as anybody. 6 turnovers by the Vols. A floater good by DeAndre Moore.
Freshman out of Compton, California.
Vanderbilt with the ball. They trail by 5. Coming to the midway point of the first half. Strong, nowhere to go.
A lot of high screens being set by Vanderbilt, trying to free some guys out top.
Strong launches an outside shot. Victor lost it out of bounds.
Blocked.
Lange had his shot rejected.
Oh, was that pretty. And that was a great play by Vanderbilt. They got the ball in a hurry, and I thought Lange was going to get one with that left hand. Came back as quick as it went in.
Black and Hathaway are tied for 4th in the conference in block shots as Lee finds a path to the basket and lays in his 5th point. Back up by 7. Prater lost it. Another Vanderbilt turnover. They have a half dozen.
Watch those cuts, the good back screens. Black got one, couldn't use it.
C.J. Black, quick shot, and too easy. Got the ball 4 feet away from the basket and has his 4th point as the Volunteers equal their biggest lead.
Remember the best guy you ever saw at Tennessee receiving the ball, getting it off in a hurry? Bernard King.
That's right, one of the great ones in Vol history, the Ernie and Bernie show with Ernie Grunfeld. Blocked by Victor, who takes it down. 3rd block shot for the Volunteers. Wharton leads the Tennessee break. Floater, no good. He'll shoot 2.
Lange, see, he goes inside there. Good rejection. It looked like Victor was the one who got it. Here's another one right behind it. So you got nowhere to go in there. You got Black, you've got Victor. You got to remember that in the Southeastern Conference, they rank #1 in block shots.
Wharton still hasn't scored as he misses the free throw. He's 0 for 3 from the floor. Ford and LeBlanc into the game for Vanderbilt. Wharton's been hot the last 7 games, shooting 50% from both the three-point arc and the floor as a whole. That's his 1st point of the game. Gives Tennessee a 10-point edge. That's the biggest lead of the game.
Good job by Victor closing down on Lange after the screen. They're trying 2-man basketball, but they're too far out away from the basket to use it.
Commodores have gone 2 minutes without scoring. Here's Lange, the man that can get him some points. LeBlanc cut off. Shot clock ticking down.
Moore. Oh, long range jumper.
DeAndre Moore, 5 points off the Vandy bench. That makes it a 7-point game.
Shot clock was almost to 0 when he let it go. Moore's a good-looking freshman.
Lee with a crossover dribble, ball fake, partially blocked though, and taken by Williams of Vanderbilt. Here's Moore. Rimmed out on him. Rebounded by Lee of Tennessee. 20-second timeout taken by the Volunteers. (16-7) rebounding edge for Tennessee.
Most of those came early though, Tom. They got them in about the first 6 minutes. Vandy's been able to sort of have them at a stalemate since then.
On the offensive board, it's a 4-1 Tennessee margin. Lee for 3. Came out. Lange has it for Vandy.
Victor's got the defensive assignment on Lange out front. I think that's a pretty good matchup for Tennessee. He's got quickness out there. Could guard Lange from that depth.
Vanderbilt taking its time in the half court, looking for the good shot and trying to shorten the game a little bit. Shot clock, as you see, down to 7. Moore from Lange, back to him on the pick and roll. Pick and stay, actually. Lange misses. Wharton takes it the other way. 3-on-2 Tennessee break. Wharton cut off. Good defense by Ford. But then the 3 goes.
Vegas Davis.
Davis.
Yeah, big shot. That was a smart play by Wharton. He could have forced the issue there and really didn't have the numbers, pulled it back out and got it to the right man. Davis with a good three.
Holding foul on Tennessee. Break cut off. Outside shot goes in. 10-point Volunteer lead. We'll be down there again, and boy, the season just flies by, doesn't it? Commodores only 3 of 10 from the three-point arc. They are the third best three-point shooting team in the league at 37.2 normally. Overall, just 6 of 22, Vandy, 27% shooting.
Tennessee hasn't changed their defense at all in this first half. They've gone right up the line, straight man-to-man.
Yeah, why change? Because it's doing a great job on Vandy, holding them to 27% shooting. And no penetration whatsoever.
None. Torrey Harris now out there on Lange.
Strong for 3. If you can't get inside, you got to make your threes, and Strong connected on that one.
Tom Vandy ranks 3rd in the Southeastern Conference in three-point field goal percentage, and they got a lot of guys who can shoot, but including their big guys.
Tennessee throws it away. Lange, 2-on-1 break, pull up, bad decision, bad shot. Howard shot.
Those were threes.
Koulibaly kept it alive, and Howard able to get.
They had to send to the racing teams, which incidentally we're doing quite well with them out on the track. We'll check back in with the stock car boys when the American muscle car returns.
Commodores have gone into a zone defense. See if they're matching up out of this.
Jump stop, shot no good. Battle for the rebound, won by Koulibaly of Vanderbilt. Strong's in a hurry. Prater calling for it cross court. Strong takes it instead. Kept alive by Howard. Williams got it back. Puts it up. Blocked again. Koulibaly kicks it outside, but 3 seconds is called. A turnover by Vanderbilt.
Tom, that was great defensive work by Tennessee inside. Every time Vandy wanted to take it to the glass, there was a couple of paws up there. Watch this. Good defensive work. It's hard to get a shot against these Volunteers inside.
At the conclusion of the game, we'll be selecting a BP best player from each team. In addition to recognizing our 2 best players, BP and its dealers will contribute $2,000 to the Southeastern Conference to be distributed among the member institution scholarship funds under a conference-approved plan. Well, that was too easy as Brandon Wharton gets his first field goal.
Went right down the lane and no one there to stop him.
Vanderbilt's ball.
He takes the ball up court, but Florida touch pass to a cutter for the basket. What a great sequence between 2 great teams. That's the Advance Auto Parts Best Play of the Week.
SEC Basketball is brought to you in part by Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
27-21 Tennessee lead. Volunteers have never trailed in this first half. And let's check some other SEC scores of games in progress. Florida and a 10-point lead for Arkansas in Fayetteville over LSU. 3:38 and counting till halftime. We invite you to stay tuned at halftime for Bell South's You Call the Play feature and look at big plays from past SEC games. Shot clock ticks away. Strong launches a 3 and connects.
Tom, that's the second time this half Vandy's run the clock down to almost 0 and gotten a 3-point basket.
Strong has 8. Cuts the lead to 3.
Yeah, that's the point where you really pick your defense up. When you got 3 or 4 seconds left on that clock, then you really go out and guard them.
Wharton recovers.
Howard doing a nice job on Wharton.
Wharton drives on him, can't get away. Yarbrough from outside a 3 and a long one, and chased down by Howard. Here comes Vandy. Prater with a pull-up. Short. Batted back out to Strong, working his way inside, saved it to Prater for 3.
I tell you what, I'm not sure Strong to get away with a walk that time. It makes no difference. It's a 3, and Vandy has tied this game.
Deadlocked at 27. And inside, a Tennessee foul call. An elbow shot.
Good arch, good follow through, bending the knees.
Got the roll on the second one, and Vanderbilt has its first lead. 29-27 Commodores, who have trailed by as many as 10.
Nice pass.
And put home by Victor. He's hit his last 10 shots now.
C.J. Black is doing a great job of delivering the ball tonight.
Traveling call on James Strong. One of the reasons Vanderbilt was able to come back here has been good rebounding. 7 rebounds in a row, but they've got to be a little more alert on defense. Like that. Black saves it to Wharton. Brandon Wharton short. Howard, quick outlet pass. 2-on-2 break. And another turnover as Lange walks. That's not. Harris sets it up. Jan Van Bredikoff wanted a carrying call against Brandon Wharton, and that's his first.
Now, one of the things the officials have done, and they've done it for the last several years, have really enforced that hand-checking foul.
That was your other soapbox.
That was my big soapbox about 5 years ago. And now, you know, carrying the basketball really puts the defense at a disadvantage. I mean, if you're able to carry the basketball anywhere on the floor you want, the defensive guy has no chance.
Aaron Green replacing Richard Lee for Tennessee. And for Vanderbilt, Lange goes out. As DeAndre Moore above his average with 5 tonight.
Basketball is brought to you by BMW. Visit your local
stores. 31-9. And Larry, you really have to admire the tenacity of the Vanderbilt Commodores. On 2 or 3 occasions looked like they were going to be run out of this gym. They came back, and they did it by getting 11 of the last 12 rebounds. They suddenly came alive on the boards.
When I saw Tennessee jump out to that 7-0 lead, I had some concerns about the Commodores and whether they were going to be able to come back. But as they came back, they stymied themselves by creating a lot of turnovers themselves and giving it back to Tennessee. And that's the reason the Volunteers have a 2-point lead right now.
31-29 on C.J. Black's putback just before the buzzer ended the half. And with Tennessee leading Vanderbilt by 2, now it's time to take a look at our weekly feature, our Buick Player. Larry, I was amazed that Vanderbilt was able to get on the boards there. The margin at one time was heavily in favor of the Volunteers, but somehow or other Vanderbilt got back in on the boards, and that got them back in the game.
Yeah, the rebounding was very crucial for Vanderbilt, particularly at the end, but they got a little bit of help because they made some key substitutions, which got them some bigger people in there. Koulibaly was the guy that I thought really
did a good job.
It really gave them the impetus to get in there and do some work on that backboard, which they needed.
And hitting 6 of 12 from 3-point range didn't hurt either. Take us through some first half highlights.
Indeed we will. Let's take a look. Tennessee, first of all, we'll take a look at their great freshman Vincent Yarborough. Following up, he had 3 baskets early, all of them in close. That was the first one. Tennessee's blocking on the inside, outstanding. Leading the SEC in that category. You see right there Isaiah Victor swatting one. There's a good move by James Strong on the baseline, getting by not only Yarborough, but C.J. Black with a little reverse with the left hand. Nice play. Vandy hanging around, down 2.
And our Amoco Ultimate halftime stats. That shooting for Tennessee is 43%, 32% for Vanderbilt. Not many free throws on either end of the court. 3-point shooting a key for Vandy. 6 of 12, 4 of 11 for Tennessee. And as improbable as it sounds, Vanderbilt has a 1 rebound edge at halftime. Once they were down by 10 or 12. Turnovers have been a problem on both ends of the court. And the only player to crack double figures. Well, actually, no players in the game in double figures so far on either team. 2-point game at halftime, 31-29. The second half is straight ahead. In Nashville, scoring leaders, Yarborough and Black with a half dozen apiece. Strong with 8, leading Vanderbilt.
Low-scoring affair for these two clubs, and both of them averaging pretty high point totals. Tennessee at 74 and Vandy at 76.
There's the shot selection. And a 3-pointer on its way. Good from Brandon Wharton. Tennessee can get him on track. That'll make a big difference. He's 2 of 8 now.
Tom, in the first half, Vanderbilt actually shot better from 3-point range than they did from 2-point range. They shot 50% on 6 of 12, 32% otherwise.
Vanderbilt trying to beat Tennessee for the 11th time in their last 12 meetings here at Memorial Gym. Tennessee needs to win, trailing Kentucky in the SEC East. We showed the standings at 6-1. They're actually 7-1 after their overtime win at Georgia last night. Wharton thought about the three. Got a good screen from Yarborough that freed him up for the shot, and he nailed it. Long range 2 for Wharton.
Tom, that's a great start for Brandon Wharton. Jerry Green trying to get this young man on track. He has struggled with his shooting this year, something he has not done in the past, but came out this year just terribly, shooting the ball terribly, and now he's picked it up.
Looked like he'd broken out of it, shooting 50% his last 7 games, and he scored the last 5 points. In fact, the only 5 points of this second half. Strong lobbed it. Good catch by Howard. And a blocking foul called.
Right in the left corner. That's the first basket to start the second half, and Brandon Wharton doing the same thing, just a little bit inside that 3-point arc.
Dan Lange off the screen. Can't hit it. Yarborough gives it up to Harris. Tony Harris following Torrey Harris, who sets a pretty mean screen out high. Black underneath, banks it home.
His wide body got Lange out of the way that time and enabled him to catch the ball inside, and nobody can stop that guy when he's that close to the basket.
Does this look familiar? Tennessee has scored 7 in a row to start the second half. They're up by 9. This is the way the game began. Tennessee had an 11-2 lead to start things off. Bad pass right into the arms of Torrey Harris.
But once again, I mean, Harris has got his strength, the body in there, and moved Lange right out of the way.
Black missed it from right underneath. Put in again by Yarborough. This is a carbon copy of the way the game began. Tennessee building a big lead thanks to some putbacks by Yarborough. And it's 40-29 as Tennessee comes out storming to start the second half with a 9-0 run.
Tom, the difference in the second half is the fact that Tennessee's been able to score a little bit on the outside, but this is exactly what they did in the first half. A lot of close-in shots, and Vincent Yarborough was the guy that got him started. He got another basket right there.
So 40-29, Tennessee scores 9 in a row, blanking Vanderbilt for this first part of the second half, which shows 33 minutes left to play on the scoreboard here. But I don't know if I can last that long, Larry.
There it is. Now they changed it back. One of the things you do have the advantage anywhere in this place. You've got about 14 scoreboards that you can look at in here to see the clock.
There's so many strange angles that scoreboards abound here at Memorial Gym, which is soon to undergo a multi-million-dollar renovation, which will change things around. We hope that we'll be on court level when they change things around instead of below it as we are, which makes the sight lines pretty difficult at times. Here's Prater feeding to Strong. Nothing there.
Interesting. We'll see what they do. They got $20 million to get this done, too.
Black on the switch picks up Strong. Shot clock at 12.
Tennessee doing a nice job defensively.
Now at 8. Strong splits defenders. Missed the shot, but a goaltend will be called. C.J. Black with his second goaltend of the game. And Strong is the first player in the game in double figures with 10.
Strong was very fortunate to keep control of that ball. It was actually right on the rim when Black went up to get it. He is such a great rejecter inside. He thought he'd made a clean block.
Clearly a goaltend, though, as the replays show. The first points of the second half for the Commodores. We played 3 minutes.
Vandy going to start in his zone defense. Good screen.
Tony Harris for 3. Front rim, long rebound, push off. 9-point game. Strong made a quick move to the basket, but forgot the ball.
He was slipping and sliding over there on that left side. I don't think it was really anything other than just his shoes came up.
That's a dozen turnovers against the Commodores. They trail by 9. Here's a backcourt trap on Tony Harris. Hard to trap him. And he gets a step, leaves it off. Shot no good. Tapped by Torrey Harris. Not there. Vandy has it. Strong is 1-on-2. Pulled up for the shot. Ill-advised.
Not what you want there. That was something that Jan Van Bredekov, I know, is unhappy with. You're 1-on-2. You got nobody back. Look at Harris.
Scoops it home. Tony Harris with an acrobatic move.
Guards have really picked it up in the second half, Tom. Wharton and Harris.
Vanderbilt has made numerous poor decisions on the fast break tonight.
One of the things that Tennessee's been able to do, they've gotten people back. They're not allowing Vanderbilt to get any cheap baskets.
Howard got a step on Wharton. Pull-up shot way off the mark. Here's Tony Harris for the Big Orange. Pushing as always. Finds the open man Yarborough, who was his eyes got so big at being so wide open, he couldn't wait to get to the rim and shuffled his feet. 10th Tennessee turnover. Tony Harris showing how it's done. Double pump, put it in. 42-31. Just like they did to start the game. They were able to climb out of it in the first half, but to ask them to do that again would be a tough assignment. Second half only, they're one of their first 5, 20% shooting, while Tennessee 5 of 9, 56%. And second half, Tennessee out rebounding Vandy 8-3.
Harris is going to pick up Prater right at midcourt, put a little bit of pressure on him. I think one thing, Tennessee's done a nice job of shutting Lange down tonight.
There he is with the ball, makes the ball fake, can't get away from Isaiah Victor.
That's what you do. If you got one scorer, you concentrate your defense on him. Make sure you shut him down. Force other people to step up.
Lange got a screen, let it fly, and it's good.
Very nice. Victor went behind that screen. Lange took advantage of it.
Lange with 5 points against that average of 17 a game. Yarborough. Rebounding foul called on Tennessee's.
Received it.
Jerry Green with a decision to make on Charles Hathaway. That's his 3rd foul. Full court pressure from Tennessee. Pull-up shot. Good by Vince Ford. Ford's first bucket of the game. It's a 3-pointer.
Likes to be called V. When he graduates, he wants to be known as Vincent.
As he gets a little older, he said he'd like to be Vincent. Right now, he's Vince or V to his friends. He's hoping for a V for victory here, but his team trails by 6. And now they drop back into a 2-3 zone.
Good lob.
Yarborough as Harris takes it over the top of the zone, and Yarborough has 10.
Boy, you can see that one coming, Tom. That was a great pass by Harris.
44-36 Tennessee. Volunteers have led virtually all the way. They had a stretch in the first half where they trailed Vandy by 2, but not for long. Moore takes it to the rim, pulls up for 2.
Moore was some pretty good quickness right there against one of the quicker guards in the SEC.
Moore was 7 off the Vandy bench, and a steal. And then Harris fouls, trying to get it back. Second on catch.
Well, Tony Harris is an awfully good passer. That is a great looking lob.
Tony Harris averages 5 assists a game, 5th in the conference. 44-38. Vandy trying to make another run after digging themselves a deep hole to start the period.
Trying to get inside with Victor in there on him.
Coulibaly had an open 12-footer if he wanted it. Instead, Prater misses. Coulibaly back tapped it. Vandy gets it back. Young man doing a great job on the boards tonight. Lange. Hathaway cut him off, and then he threw it away. Here's Wharton. More steal. Prater 2-on-2. Here's Ford. Tapped in by Coulibaly. Wave it off. He was over the back.
That one would have brought the house down. Good pass by Prater. Ford tried to get it up, and he went right up over the back of Rashard Lee. Good call. See it a little bit better from down here. Now watch right here. Ford misses. You can see right there with that big left hand. Oh, he wanted that one badly.
Wharton for 3.
Brandon Wharton has lit it up here in the second half.
There's a 5-point turnaround. Wave off the Vandy basket, and then Wharton hits a 3. He has 11.
Wharton was 1 of 7 in the first half. I don't think he's missed a shot in the second half.
Scored the first 5 points of the half. Ford made a good catch and then shoots over Lee, who fouled him. Ball went half. 21st birthday on January 20th. Writes poetry, performs in step dance shows. Missed the second free throw after it tantalizingly hung on the rim. 47-39 Tennessee. Somebody forgot to pick up Lee. Coulibaly blocked it, but right into the hands of Victor, and he's fouled by Coulibaly as he takes it to the rim.
Nice effort by Victor that time. He came up with a loose ball, went straight to the basket with it.
3 fouls on Darius Coulibaly.
Watch again, you'll see the move right here. Now Victor's right in on the inside. He'll work his way there. Coulibaly's trying to guard him. Put it on the floor, go straight up with it.
Impressive wingspan by Darius Coulibaly, the 7'1" freshman. Says me, I have to go out. That's the way they work it in basketball. You pick up 3, you sit. Nice hand for the freshman, as we pointed out, just learning the game.
He's rapidly becoming one of the fans' favorites around here.
Well, the way he plays, he'll be there for a long time if he keeps it up. Victor now with 3 points, 3 rebounds. His string of consecutive field goals intact. He's hit his last 10. Strong got a screen, traveled, no call. Williams lost it. Lange draws the foul. If it's Hathaway, it'll be his 4th. As a team, Tennessee 2 of 4. Lange connects on both free throws to cut the Tennessee lead to 8. Timeout with 11:43 left. Tony Harris with the impressive lob to Yarbrough, and the Volunteers are raising the roof in Nashville. 61-46 in the second half. Full court pressure from the doors. Harris pulls up with a 3.
Well, Tom, that's a way to beat pressure. Make a couple of passes, you get it to Tony Harris from beyond the 3-point line.
Tony Harris with 8 points in the game.
Not quiet in here.
Yep, when you're facing a 10-point deficit and have been trailing almost the whole game, it takes a little steam out of your system. Here's Lange coming off a screen. Victor there and Green to help. They're not giving Dan Lange too many open looks. Deflected pass, stolen away, and a foul as Vandy tried to get it back. It was Lee that stepped right into the passing lane to deflect it and cause the steal.
Yeah, DeAndre Moore is going to. He's the one who committed the turnover, and he's also the guy who committed the foul. Watch this. Well, that's a good defensive play. Reach out there with that big paw, slap it away by Rashard Lee, and then Moore trips him up.
That's only the 3rd Vandy foul, so no shots involved.
As happens so often. You see a guy who commits a turnover and immediately commits the foul right over trying to get the ball back.
Green looking inside for Hathaway. Lange fronting him. Victor is fouled as he takes it up. He'll shoot 2.
Tennessee doing a nice job getting the ball inside now, Tom. They're getting it to some guys and going up against some very inexperienced players in there. Anthony Williams at 6'7", 230, having a difficult time trying to guard a much quicker Victor.
Dan Lange's first foul. Isaiah Victor to the line.
One of the things you always like about basketball is the game of adjustments. You know, one team makes an adjustment or a player makes an adjustment. You counter that with something else. Right now, Tennessee's going back inside.
Victor has been such an important part of the Tennessee attack. The former All-Stater at University Heights High School, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, is the leading rebounder for the Volunteers, averaging 11 points, 7 boards a game. Coming off that perfect performance against Florida, 9 for 9, 21 points. Had 26 against Memphis earlier this season, including the game winner.
Well, Black doing a nice job fronting inside against Anthony Williams. Now Williams gets in front of him. Look at Victor out there on the floor.
Prater being guarded by Harris. Commodores have gone 3.5 minutes without a field goal. Williams out of his range
and lost.
Gets it to Lange. He's fouled. C.J. Black playing with 3 fouls.
I was going to say, I really think Vandy has really missed Greg LaPointe tonight. They could have used his inside play.
No question. At 6'10", averaging 10 points and 5 boards a game. Unable to go with a strained left Achilles tendon. Tennessee turns it over.
Jerry Green. Oh, he was man.
That was a wild possession for the Volunteers. They just looked like everybody running every which way. The ball sailed out of bounds. A chance for Vandy. Lange blocked by Victor. Right back to Vandy, though. Prater put it in.
Well, Victor had made a great defensive play and just lost it to Prater.
5 points for Atiba Prater. Past the midway point, second half. Victor, he's hit his last 11 shots from the floor.
Still perfect.
Going back to Saturday's game, he has 7 in tonight's contest.
Now they switched off. I see Victor out there on Ford.
Ford penetrates to Prater for 3.
Prater's having a good game. And a different perspective down here. It's very difficult to tell what really is occurring up there, where people are on the floor.
Here's a steal. Strong nearly fumbled it out of bounds. They had a 2-on-1, and once again Vandy unable to take advantage of the numbers. That's been a story, a recurring theme in this game. Prater kicked it away. Luckily Lange recovers.
It was a kick pass, I guess.
Prater takes it baseline, scores. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Yeah, it was. I got a staggered screen over there, and he worked off of it.
Prater scored Vandy's last 7 points. Another near steal off the foot.
Been a struggle for Eddie Fogler this year. Had one guy, B.J. Mackey, who was really laid it on the line all year long.
Fans calling on the Doors to play a little defense here. Wharton lost it. Unforced error. Wharton, though, gets back on defense, blocks Howard's shot.
What a play by Wharton.
But once again, they're 1-on-4. Why don't you wait for your teammates in that situation?
Well, I'll tell you what, Wharton redeemed himself there because he kicked that ball away. You make a good point.
Tennessee has opened the door. They've turned the ball over 3 times in a row, but Vandy unable to take advantage, and Wharton nails a 3. Rally killer.
I'll tell you what, now, Wharton may have kicked it away, then got it back on the block and made a 3. I'll tell you what, Wharton has had an awfully good second half.
14 points total for Brandon Wharton. 4 for 4, 11 points in this half. Strong, nowhere to go. He's fouled. Tony Harris with a reach-in, doesn't like the call. That's his 3rd.
They're going to say it's a 1-and-1. Get close to the rim.
But Prater saves the day with a rebound. Strong floats it up, no good. And Harris has it for Tennessee. Knocked away from him, but right to Yarborough. Vols get it back.
Nobody seems to want to handle the ball.
Coming to the 7-minute mark. Tennessee in control. Better guard him. Wharton for 3.
He's hot.
17 in the game for Brandon Wharton. Finding the range. He adjusted those sights at halftime, got the windage, and he's been on target in the second half.
It's been amazing, his second half performance after the first half, just those 3 points.
Here's a Vanderbilt foul. It's called on DeAndre Moore, his 3rd. Tennessee threatening to pull away from Vandy. Brandon Wharton with a block that time of the Sam Howard shot. And from shooting range, he is 5 for 5 in the second half. Tennessee leads 61-49. After some fouls, and hard to tell if it's a 3-point attempt or not unless you can pick up the official raising his arm. So they're talking about, the regular press, the writers and so on are upstairs in a press box. They're talking about bringing them down to court level as they are at most arenas, and that would be nice.
And raising us out of the depths.
Yeah, big deal for that. Unique place, Memorial Gym, where Vandy has been hugely successful over the years. Coaches, of course, hate those benches on the ends. Back when you played, though, that was kind of the norm, wasn't it?
No, it was. Most of the benches were on the ends.
Shot clock ticking its way down.
Not a pleasant place to be when you had a play go the other way for Coach Rupp.
Harris just finally recognized that the shot clock was about to expire and launched one from Murfreesboro. And it was off the mark. So a break for Vandy as they play defense for 35 seconds, get the ball, and a chance to cut into the lead.
Good high post screen that time. Coulibaly picks up a lot of space. You can use him out there all day long.
Strong. Vandy in no hurry as the shot clock now down to 7.
Now he has nowhere to go with it.
More a long 3, and they wound up in the same position that Tennessee had been in earlier. But the difference is Tennessee has a 61-49 lead.
Jan Van Bredikoff wants his defense to come out and extend.
Coming to the 5-minute mark. Vandy 8 of 19 from the arc. Tennessee 9 of 17. Wharton off a screen, missed the 3. First miss of the second half after hitting his first 5. Prater for 3. Push underneath. Yarbrough went flying under the basket, and he was pushed by Commodore. It was James Strong that picked up his 4th foul.
Jan Van Bredikoff now trying to get more up front to pick up Harris. Harris just streaks down the floor. They don't want Black handling the ball.
5 minutes left. Vanderbilt facing a 61-49 deficit. They've trailed virtually the entire game. Had a brief 2-point lead in the first half.
Tom, they're not extending that defense at all, and they need turnovers against Tennessee.
Well, C.J. Black just muscled his way inside. I mean, bodies were flying as he got inside and drew the foul. Fans don't care for that one.
Well, he made that baseline move. Watch it. You see a good angle of it right here. Coulibaly just takes the position, and Black keeps that pivot foot still and wheels around him.
4th foul on Darius Coulibaly. Black leads the league in free throw shooting. That's his 9th point of the game. He shoots 87%. And he's in double figures.
Not often in a league you see the guy who leads the league or is in the top 3 or 4 in shot blocks also leading them in free throw percentage.
That's true. UT enjoying its largest lead of the game. Yarbrough nearly had the steal, out of bounds to Vandy.
This is the quietest I have ever heard a Vanderbilt basketball game.
Now the Memorial Magic about to run out for the Commodores against their arch rival, the Vols. Pick and roll. Howard backs up behind the 3-point line and scores. Heads up play by the freshman. Took a step back to get an extra point.
Stayed locally out of Good Pasture Christian High School here. Guy can shoot the ball.
Scored over 3,000 points. Tops in Nashville high school history. Wharton penetrates. Vandy foul.
Tennessee starting to get the ball in the inside now. Good ball movement, a couple of good strong passes, very quick. Wharton gave it up, and there right there is C.J. Black to grab it, and he'll go back to the line, one of his favorite spots.
And Coulibaly is just fouled out of the game. Darius Coulibaly getting one of his longest appearances of the season in the absence of Greg LaPointe. Figured to get more minutes tonight, and he did. And the young man who is just learning the game, this is really only his 3rd year of organized basketball, has the potential to be pretty good, judging from his performance tonight.
Black missed one.
A rare occurrence. Harris beats the defense. The floater goes.
It's where he is so dangerous. He gets that first quick step, and if he gets inside that defense, he can get up in the air on his jump shot.
Wharton and Harris, only 6 points combined in the first half, have 21 between them in the second half. That guard tandem that's been so productive for the Volunteers.
Good strong move by Vince Ford that time.
Three and a half left. Tennessee with an 11-point lead.
And not in a very big hurry right now either.
Somebody better guard Wharton.
Why didn't Prater come and get him? Unless somebody called a switch. I think maybe that's what he's upset about. I think he was trying to make a switch. You've got to guard Wharton. He's been the hottest shooter in this second half.
20 points for him, 17 in the second half when he's missed only 1 shot. Howard, front rim, on the floor. Lange, follow, won't go. Black has it for Tennessee. Well, if you're a Vanderbilt defender, how you can lose Brandon Wharton is amazing. He has been on fire in this second half as Tennessee led by 2 at intermission, and they've blown it open behind the hot shooting Wharton, who is 6 of 7 in the second half.
Watch the nice pass by Harris inside. Black with a good spin move, and just simply a reach across the arm right there. C.J. Black back to the line.
Foul on Ford as Black hold the presses. Missed one his last time at the line. He's 3 of 4. C.J. Black, Chattanooga native, prep All-American at Brainerd High School. Cornelius Germain is his. I wouldn't call him that to his face, but Cornelius Germain Black. It's a poetic name, isn't it? An honor student in high school.
I think it's very nice.
$12 points for CJ and 6 boards. And with 2:46 left, the Volunteers looking to put it away and record their 13th victory of the season. The 3-point line when Little Louie played. Tell me how many points he would have scored.
He had a ton of them. He had 41 in here one night.
Now an assistant coach with the Denver Nuggets joining Dan Issel with Denver. And they have only one way to go, and that's up.
Yep.
Brandon Wharton. Look at the second half he has had. 5 of 6 from 3-point range in that 6 of 7 shooting this half. 20 points, 17 in the second half. His hot streak continues. Looked like it might be coming to an end with that first half performance, but the second half has been superb.
One of the nice things about having Tony Harris in that backcourt, anytime you get a press thrown up against you, you know you've got a guy that can handle it.
Wharton with a dish off. Hathaway unable to finish, however. And then fouls trying to get the ball back. He thought he was fouled as he took it to the rim. 1,400 rebounds in high school, a record, an Alabama record.
A little problem with his right thumb. He's been playing with a strained right thumb.
Backcourt foul by the Commodores with 2:13 on the clock. Sam Howard.
Good Ohio State team earlier in the year and went up to Providence and beat a pretty good Providence team at Providence. So it's not like this team is not capable of playing. It's just they have struggled in conference play.
And remember tonight, playing without their starting center, Greg LaPointe. 6'10", averaging 10 points and 5 rebounds a game, and his presence on the board sorely missed tonight, even though the Commodores made a game of it on the boards in the first half. Harris lobbed to Victor. Another assist for Tony Harris, and for Victor, he's now hit 12 in a row dating back to the Florida game.
Tony Harris with another great assist.
Lange held in check by the Vols tonight. Second chance won't go. Harris has 8 assists tonight, and here he is again. He'll try to milk the clock a little bit here, though. He lost the ball. Strong is fouled by Wharton. 1:31 on the clock.
Tony Harris again delivering the ball right where he needs to, in the hands of one of his big guys, Isaiah Victor, the recipient, and the finisher. It's a nice looking pass. Isaiah Victor with a nice catch. Is Victor ever going to miss another shot, Tom?
12 in a row.
If he gets those, he won't.
No, he won't miss many of those. And this is the Tennessee backcourt at its best, too. Wharton scoring, hot hand, barely missing, and Harris running the show with 8 assists tonight. The Tennessee backcourt, Tony Harris and Brandon Wharton, at their best for Jerry Green tonight.
I think it's a combination you expected to see at the beginning of the year, the way these guys have been playing.
And they'll go out as a tandem. Harris and Wharton report to the Tennessee bench. Job well done as the Volunteers about to record their 5th conference win. They'll match Florida's win tonight and remain tied with the Gators in the lost column. Lange an offensive rebound. Strong launches a 3. Aaron Green tosses over the trap. Victor, there he missed one. String came to an end as Lange collects the rebound. Larry Wharton and Tony Harris combining for 24 points in the second half.
It's been their game. I mean, they really came out. Wharton getting those first 2 baskets to start the second half, and Harris delivering good passes. I'll tell you what, he's done a pretty good job in his own right in scoring, too.
We've just seen the 18th Vanderbilt turnover. There's that Florida win. South Carolina, for the first time, notches a victory in conference play. Final from the... Aaron Green knocks in his 4th point of the game. I thought Coulibaly had fouled out, but he's just come back in the game, so I guess not. Green hits free throw number 2. Just 1 tick over 1 minute remaining, 61 seconds. Ford for 3.
Well, he is shooting at long range, at least from where I'm sitting. He is.
Inside the final minute. Howard with a foul of Aaron Green.
Kentucky at 7-1, Florida at 6-2, and Tennessee at 5-2. All 3 clubs really battling each other down to the end. I think that win by Tennessee over Kentucky and Lexington could prove to be very vital for them at the end of the year.
Wildcats, of course, still have to pay a return visit to Thompson Bowling Arena. Kentucky also has to go to Florida. The Gators haven't lost at home this year. Lange for 3.
Well, they're starting to stick those threes now. A little bit too late.
Too little, too late. They trail 76-65. And we'll look at our BP best players for the game. Brandon Wharton on fire in the second half, finishes with 21 points, 5 of 8 shooting for the game from three-point land. James Strong, 13 points for the Commodores. Tennessee's defense holding leading scorer Dan Lange, the 4th leading scorer in the conference, in check tonight. Davis missed the jam. Hathaway will shoot 2.
I think maybe Coulibaly picked that one up, and maybe this time he is out.
I'm not saying it till I see him leave. There's the horn. I guess it's for real this time. 26 seconds left as Coulibaly fouls out of the game. 4 points, 7 rebounds for the big guy. Williams in for him. The game began by Tennessee opening up an 11-2 lead on Vanderbilt. Volunteers enjoyed 10-point leads on several occasions in the first half before Vanderbilt mounted a comeback. And thanks to some pretty good three-point shooting and good board work, the Commodores actually took a 2-point lead. At halftime, Tennessee was up by a deuce. Then behind the hot shooting of Brandon Wharton, the Volunteers blew it open here in the second half. Howard for 3. And Green can just dribble it out if he wants. This will only be the second win for Tennessee here in Memorial Gym as they throw it away. 3-on-1. Ford lays it in. They had lost 10 of 11 coming in, and this breaks a 3-straight game winning streak for Vanderbilt here at Memorial Gym, as Tennessee does indeed collect the victory as the Volunteers go to 13-5 on the season and 5-2 in SEC play. Final score 78-67. Back to New Nashville after these messages from your local SEC station. Brandon Wharton, like this 3 right here, and that tough Tennessee D carries the Vols to victory. Tennessee holding Vandy to 38% shooting. That's right on their season's average, one of the best in the SEC. Brandon Wharton had the hot hand in the Tennessee D, cutting off Dan Lange and the Commodores, as the Volunteers win 78-67 to go 5-2 in SEC play as Vandy falls to 2-5. Tom Hammond for Larry Conley saying so long from Nashville. You've been watching Jefferson Pilot Sports exclusive coverage of SEC basketball.